Right, starting back at the workshop. We now go along to a Ruston Hornsby. Don't know what sort of engine that is. And it's yeah, so that's a Ruston Hornsby. So I need to start that back up again. Right, now we see a ideal 3/4 of a horsepower petrol engine powering a coffee mill from 1890. So the red engine is a Briggs and Stratton, the green one's a Lister, but I don't know if it's not a Lister D, it's a different one. It's a diesel. This is actually a diesel one. Now I don't know how frequently people are buying diesel stationary engines, but there's one there. Now if we move on a bit, we see another Lister D powering a Lister water pump. So it says Spec 13. So there's the Lister D. Oh, wait a minute. The pump is actually a Type H1, according to that. Here we see a Stuart Turner 2-stroke engine, P4, Type P4, and it's powering a Jabsco 4900 water cooling pump. Behind it is a caravan called Ivanhoe. Not a lot of room in there. We just moved to the next engine. We see a Lister D powering a flour mill of Corbett's. There's a couple of stationary engines not really doing anything at the moment. I think the one on the right's a Pettar, not sure about the one on the left. But it would be powering a polishing thing there. So if we go here, we now see a Manco 3mm team powering up quite nicely. And it's powering another flour mill. this is the Amanco. Well, if we move along, we'll see the Wolseley sheep shearing set. Oh, this is the one where it said arrangement between Wolseley and Jay Fowler. Ah, yeah. Those that know will know. Right, if we move along a bit more, it looks like a... Oh, doesn't say. But it's powering a water pump. Like it's a piston type job. Right, we move along here, we see a... Ah, wait a minute. That... Ah, wait a minute, this isn't a Amanco. So that one's... Ah, that's probably an Amanco as well. And that's powering a polishing wheel. This is one I haven't heard of before. A rose berry. Okay. That is not one that I've heard of before. There we go. But that would have been powering... I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, but this is a rose berry, which, to be honest, I've not heard of. I've heard of the Amanco, I've heard of Lister, I've heard of Wolseley, Petar. This is the ritual they would have done every morning. But yeah, that's a rose berry. According to the history notes for this one, it comes from Australia, so there must have been some... I'm trying to remember when Australia had its industrial revolution, because every nation should have one. if we go a bit further along, we see a Stuart Turner P6 and it's driving a Stuart pump. It's a 2-stroke by the looks of things. Okay, there's a C-Mac Kibler, but I didn't know John Deere made stationary engines. It's a E51.5 horsepower. Here we see a Lister D, and it looks as though it was powering a milking machine of some kind, like you took it to the cows or something, I don't know, or you put the cows in the shed and you just took it to them, I don't know. But I've noticed to my right, so if we go back along the engines here, there's another Stuart there, because when I go back down here to my right is some more stationary engines. Right, so if we make our way across here now, it's like a drill set here. It looks to be a, what is that one? But that is a log sawyer. It's a stationary engine and it just powered a saw, turning spinning motion into reciprocal, powering the saw to go through the wood. If we have a look at this Lister D, that's for sheep shearing. This is a BSA 30 volt 10 amp generator set, 1960. Someone working on a stationary engine. I don't know what this one is. Well, we see a Massey Ferguson 135 with a roll cage. I'm going to go back to the commercial vehicles now. we start here, we see a comma camper van, 1968. It says 2500. So here we go. Oh, Ford Transit. There's a Ford Transit, sort of 1980 model. See a Bedford truck, and to its right there's a Bedford truck from a bit later on, 1977, or is it 76, 77, something like that. There's a Land Rover Ford Control called Alice. It's 2B Ford Control. Move along to Ford lorry D0707, an Excel Super D. It's a Bedford Dormobile, and there's the post office telephones, Morris Commercial. I've seen this before. Ah yeah, Loughton. And there's a caravan called Shambles. I think it's a bit tidier than that. Chevrolet Astro next to a Bedford. (1969) model. Bedford TL750 with turbo. Be turbo diesel. Don't get too turned on by it. There's another Bedford lorry. So there's an ERF EC11. So I wonder when the ERF ended. See a Foden diesel. BW Patience, Nutley. I've visited Nutley before. Nice enough village, but not exciting. But it's a Foden diesel, and it's Gardner diesel engine. It doesn't say which one it has. I think I've videoed those already. So if we move along this bit now, that says it's an F10, so that's a Volvo F10. But there's a Foden, so there's a Foden some kind. On the back of it is an 1164 County Ford tractor. So if we move along here, we're gonna, so now we've seen the, got going here now. That's a Volvo F10, the intercooler. See if there's a Ford lorry with a Ford tractor on the back, and to the right is a Bedford TL 8.14. Right, there's a Bedford lorry, and this is an ERF with the Gardner 150 diesel engine. little detail I've now got to show you. If we go up here, you see a Lister generating set. Right, so let's go back around. Yeah, so this is so left is a Land Rover. Again, see so many other things. Ford Transit pickup, 1979-80, something like that. Don't know about that one. And there's a Bedford next to it. And we're back at the comma. Right, I'm going to have another look at the Right, now we're going to go over to the motorbikes. I might have spotted some other things going on as well. But we're going to go and visit the BSA Bantam Preservation Group. Because, I don't know. Because wouldn't it have been great if we still had a motorcycle industry in Britain? But here's a couple of BSA Bantam D1s, and it looks like I don't know about the one on the left, but the one in the middle, General Post Office. Yeah, there's a couple of General Post Office ones. They used to deal with telephones and telegrams. They just dealt with communications. Anything communications wise, those are the boys to deal with it. Before they separated it out into Post Office, Royal Mail, into British Telecom. Right, let's move along because those are all D1s. There's a D7 BSA Bantam. There's a D3 Major Deluxe, D7 again. So these are all BSA Bantams. Oh, Interloper Honda G125 next to a BSA. What is that one? It's a BSA with a sidecar on it. That sidecar looks a bit cramped. It's a Battle of Burwash bike. I've seen it again. And it's a Greaves. There's a Triumph Bushmaster, twin cylinder. What's this? A Broyle. Oh, never heard of them. But they're apparently American, so. There's an M with wings on it, I don't know what that is. And I've just spotted another Norman. Next to that, some sort of shopping, I don't know what that is. But next to that's a Triumph and a Suzuki. I've just spotted their bicycles, so I'm going to go in that bit in a minute. There's some shopping bikes, there's some bikes with little engines on. BSA Royal Star. There's like one of these army bikes that you drop out of a parachute. Useful to have around. There's a Triton. I like on the front brake drum it says John Tickle. Okay. If we see a Honda CB200 and a Kawasaki KH125, there's the Kawasaki, and next to that is a Triumph Bonneville 750, a De Blasi, it's not really turning me on. There's a BSA Star Twin, oh no. There's an Oka Guiliva next to a Corgi. Look at that. There's a BSA. Who's that one? I don't know. But next to that's a Norton 750 Commando. And a oh, I didn't know BSA made a bike that modern. That's a Tracker 125. When did they make this? What year they made this in? Never seen a BSA look that modern. There's a Bantam D14/4 Sport. D5, BSA Bantam, D1, Bantam D1 Plunger. Okay. There's another BSA Bantam D1 Plunger, 125cc. Yeah, that is the motorbikes. I'm just going to have another look. Yeah, but I actually like looking at some of the motorbikes, because chances are it wouldn't surprise me if at some point I probably know someone that's owned one. So, oh, there's a bicycle says Thos Cruttenden Journeyman Butcher. Okay, but yeah, if we look, there's just bicycles. I'm not really interested in bicycles, to be honest, because I'd probably take it up for fitness reasons, but you wouldn't want to cycle near my house because some people, well, it's too dangerous to cycle near my house, put it that way. So if we look at some other bicycles, look, there's a cycle repair shop. Great. There's a little miniature railway going on there. Load of racing bikes here.